Hello there YouTube, this is Bad Fat Panda here. I'm going to be bringing you guys a Domination on Skid Row today. I'm going to be using an LMG to do it. On Skid Row I feel that I usually choose one of three weapon loadouts, the LMG, a sniper rifle, or a shotgun, and I feel that they both have their pros and cons to the way that I would play this map normally. This is a little bit of defensive and rushing play. Rushing with an LMG is definitely something you need to get used to. You don't move fast enough, it's hard to turn at speed, and you won't have the fire rate advantage on other people. And the reason I am using an LMG is pretty much due to the challenges, and also because I like to shoot down long hallways. Here, I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up on the AUG-HBAR. The AUG and the RPD, I believe, are both 4-shot kills. They're 3-shot kills with stopping power, which is why I am using stopping power on this map. That fire rate advantage, a lot of people would like to run around this map with SMGs and or shotguns, and there's a one-hit kill with a shotgun. I'm not sure if you're aware with that, if they're close enough. And with an SMG, it tends to move you around a little bit, and it definitely can be bothersome. So I like that little extra, even if it's less than a second advantage that I have with it taking one less bullet, but the fact that you can kill at 3 bullets at any range is quite powerful, and it's a fine choice for a second perk. My first perk, because the AUG-HBAR is sort of a combination between an assault rifle and an LMG and has all the deadly benefits of both, the clip size tends to take a bit of a hit. It only has a 42 round clip, and because of that I'm using Scavenger. I'm also using Claymores, and I tend to like to combine Scavenger with Claymores. Because I don't know if you've tried, but using C4 with Scavenger is a bit of a pain, because you always have to be thinking of, do you have one with you? You can always blow them up by pressing the double square button, but it's nice to have quick control over how many claymores you have out at one point in time. So here, I am mopping them up at their spawn. Our team is doing actually pretty well. I have a pretty decent job at keeping C and B. Throughout this entire map, we keep either 2 or 3 of the points at one time. So that allows me, as a player, to run around and kill people and try and trap them in their spawn so that they can't get back to the flags. Now I try and do this until the spawns switch, and then I obviously move back to the other spawn because that's what I like to do. A lot of these guys are using Marathon and they're running past my Claymores, which is sort of unfortunate, but I can always wipe them up with the LMG. That little area there, back where I was to the left of this hallway of death, there are 2 hallways of death, maybe 3, but they're less on the one to the right parallel to me. A lot of people tend to go there and set up shop with snipers, but in this one, it tends to be dominated by either the mounted machine guns to the left of me at the C spawn, or back at the A spawn they tend to hide behind that, what is it, the bulldozer or what have you. Here, I get a nice little double with a Predator missile. I see that they've capped the C-spawn, and 9 out of 10 times you can actually get into that hallway and cause some panic. I was actually trying to, there is an open door there that leads to the C-spawn, and I knew that there was at least a guy in there. So I was trying to maneuver my way back to there, but I obviously messed up a bit. As far as the killstreaks go for this match, I happen to be using Predator missile, Harrier airstrike, and emergency airdrop. And you may be saying, why am I using emergency airdrop? I thought you usually use a Pavelow. Well, I like to switch it up a bit, and on maps like this, I was previously playing Ground War. I actually got like 4 or 5 matches recorded in a row in different lobbies, which is pretty decent. I don't know. I guess this was like a weekend. I was having a good day or something before work, because work sort of ruins everything. Here I'm actually going to leave one. As far as emergency airdrops go, anything that I deem not appropriate for me to take, I already got a counter UAV. I tend to use anything less than leave anything less than a 5 kill streak for my teammates, or for enemy bait, especially if using free-for-all. I may throw a care package on my kill streak for free-for-all just because when I get that 4 kill streak and I get something like an airstrike, like a Harrier airstrike, I love to just pop one, wait a little bit, and then put the Harrier airstrike right on top of that and leave it in an open area so that I get a couple deaths. Free-for-all is a map that they all tend to go to care packages because everyone can see where they are. And here I'm trying to defend A. I use my kill streaks to defend flag slot. I don't necessarily go for massive kills, but I know that they will be spawning in this A spawn. And despite the fact that there was a chopper gun in there, I decided to get a couple kills. The this guy was excuse me. This guy was actually going on a pretty decent tear. I think he went like 20-0. I end up oh wait, I forget. This was a long time ago. I actually forgot that this match was on here. I was like, oh, I went like 10 KD. So always nice to post one. Here, they're actually spawning in that building because the chopper gunner's there, and they're not spawning out in the open. They're one of about 3 spawn locations in Domination type and on Skid Row. As far as the A flag goes, they either spawn in the building, in that little parking lot area, or in this area that I'm going into right now. And because I have an LMG, I can actually take people out at range, so I'm not sort of ready and willing to go into the front line when I don't need to. I see that the spawn has changed, and the little C flag is blinking, so I run down there to the other side. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what you want from my commentaries in the future. Do you like the way that I began this match with the sort of gun review and not necessarily talking about the gameplay, or do you want like strict play-by-play of the game commentary? I can be like a baseball announcer, even though I'm not, and I don't necessarily watch that much baseball. I'm more of a soccer fan myself, or European football, as you guys call it. And that's probably the more correct term, as it's been there for longer. But hey, whatever. I'd be happy to replenish my claymores and try and get some ammo off of that guy. And I know that they're going to be coming up this hallway because the C spawn, as the spawns have changed back to A, the C spawn still is going to get a few people. So I was just looking for stragglers there. And here, I'm running back to the A spawn. This hallway, I love this hallway. It's just a lot of people tend to either. There are 2 sort of schools of thought that you can encounter against this. You either have the people with noob tubes and RPGs and danger close, and they will come from the A spawn and just launch one into that little hallway where I was, or they will just run around rampantly and trying to get from from the A spawn back to B and go up those stairs without really putting any thought into who may be on the other side. This team was a combination of both. I think I got killed a couple times by people rushing out, not necessarily with a noob tubes in it, but just they were rushing. So here we have all 3 spawns, so there's absolutely nothing I can do. I'm not necessarily all that thrilled that that guy kept capping A and C when we lost him due to the spawn change, because I like to stay in one spot, and this is causing me to move around. I can't necessarily move around that fast with an LMG. It is, you do get a fair deduction from it. I think it's 87.5% of normal movement speed. And normal movement speed is, of course, compared with a SMG, which has no detraction from the modifiers. So here, I have another Predator missile, and Predator missiles on Skid Row and maps where there are a lot of enclosed buildings. I guess, oh, what is the other one? Not Invasion, but the map where you are, it is escaping me at the moment. I'm sorry about that, but generally maps with enclosed buildings, there are a couple of spots, like on high-rise, if people are in the C spawn, then you can pop through that moonroof and get a nice quad. And there's actually one, if your Predator missile is nice enough to start out right, where I'm standing right now, that hole right there, if people are capping the B flag, you want to put your Predator missile right down here where I'm standing right now, and you will easily get 3 kills almost all the time, because that's actually where they spawn. And especially like a Danger Close Pro, as I have been using recently just for Killstreaks, like I would set up a class and get my kills, and then if I do happen to die, I would switch out to the Danger Pro class and then go on a rampage with my Killstreaks. So here is the end of the match. If you like this commentary, please feel free to subscribe, and I will be seeing you later. Peace.